Boy, am I excited today, and I'll show you for why. Yesterday we went to the Toro Meat Market, which is a Latin grocery store and meat market on 161. I think it's where the Carfagnas used to be, because the Carfagnas moved to Polaris. They're a meat market. They have a lot of cool Latin foods. It's not as big as La Plaza Tapatia is. La Plaza Tapatia is like a Kroger, and you can get like utensils and mortar and pestles there and that kind of thing. And there's a candy section. It's a big grocery store that also has a very big, extensive meat market. But Toro Meat Market is the Columbus, Central Ohio kind of place, while La Plaza Tapatia is southeastern, and it's a little bit of a drive, which we don't mind doing. We love driving anyway, but anyway, I've waffled. So they had this back to school kind of thing in their parking lot, or in the parking lot next to them. And there was a family there that was selling coffee families. It's a Colombian coffee. And I would almost guarantee that since this is in America, no donkey has peed or pooed anywhere near this coffee. For that story, you need to go back a couple of chapters. When I talked about us being in Colombia and our guide describing moving Colombian coffee from central Colombia to the ports in the north so that it can get loaded on ships and be shipped across the world, or at least across to the people who bought the coffee. But this is from Colombia. It's a rainy tropical climate. The people that grew this coffee were selling this coffee in Columbus, and I thought that was absolutely cool and amazing. And this is a huge bag full of coffee. I'm so happy. There is a date to drink by here. So there's no roasted on date, which is fine. And it's a naturally processed coffee, which means the coffee cherries are picked and then they are left to ferment for a month, maybe some month and some change. And then they're sent somewhere, washed, and then they are processed and made into delicious coffee. So I was very excited to see them at the meat market. So, and I've not opened this. I've just opened it just now. Look at big beans. There are no tasting notes. Although this does smell. This smells very jammy. Almost strawberry jammy. Oh, that's a wonderful smell. There's no tasting notes. This is just, hey, here's some coffee that we roasted at our home plantation. Have at it. So, and look at that, almost full. This is like a pound of coffee. This is great. This is wonderful. So I'm going to put this in the AeroPress, and we're going to do about 22 grams in the AeroPress. Please. Some very nice looking beans here. No cracking, very well roasted. I think this is medium. It seems medium. It doesn't smell or look dark. Boy, it just smells so jammy now that it's almost strawberry jammy. I love it. That's great. This doesn't have a tie-off, so I brought out one of my coffee keepers to store it in. Look at all that coffee. That is so much coffee. Ooh, Even it out, and then the air is pressed out. And that sits on top of the coffee and keeps as much air out as it possibly can. All right, great. I'll have to, maybe can I peel the sticker off? Let's see. Free sticker with every bag. Ooh, it's a very sticky sticker. We might get somewhere. Ooh, hello. Don't rip, don't rip, don't rip, don't rip. Nice. So, coffee families. I mean, that's the name of the producer and distributor. A friend of ours said where this is grown is near where her family lives, which is absolutely amazing. So the municipality, the department Colombia, of course. I'll pull up a map. I'll find where this is, and I'll show the approximation of where this is in Colombia. That's the farm. The average temperature is 24 degrees Celsius. Here's the altitude, and then here's the climate, rainy tropical. I mentioned the name of the place where we went when we were down there, the coffee farm, and no bells rang. So maybe people just don't know other people's coffee, which makes sense, you know, I guess. They had baked goods. They had a bread there that was really nice. We had some of that. I think he might have hopefully took it with him to work, because that's too nice not to share. Had some star anise in it. It was interesting. Had some of those wonderful, very soft sandwich cookies with like caramel in the middle. Absolutely delicious. So that was fun. And we bought some candles, very strong candles. And it was all outdoors. So it's like, you know, the candles, they're not nearly as strong as, how do I want to do this? Oh yeah, I need to put one in here, don't I? Outside as they are on the inside. So, so we got them home, and I got a Jamaican Me Crazy, which is very lime pie-like, and boy, is it strong. We had to put it in a plastic bag. If we weren't going to use it immediately. We definitely put it in a plastic bag. So, all right, I'm excited. Let's see how this tastes. Grinds very nicely. Yeah, still getting a nice fruit vibe from that. That's great. It smells wonderful. We got about a little 23 grams there. I think our water's done. You can always tell when the water's done, because I've had this kettle for long enough, I can tell when the water's boiling at a certain frequency, which is really kind of weird, I guess. All right, so should I have done this inverted? Gosh, I feel like I almost should have. We'll do it traditional. Let's just do it traditionally here. So I'm going to put some water down in there. Get a little bit of a bloom going. Over on the other side. This tube makes it difficult to to get the pour in there precisely. So, all right. So 55 grams so far. We'll let it bloom for, we'll let it go for about 15 seconds. And then we're going to fill this sucker up. He said we should go there, and I'm like, okay, let's go, because the place, the Colombian place, and then there was another place beside it, and we got there early. So the other place that he wanted to maybe have something to eat at hadn't set anything up yet and wasn't cooking anything, so which was unfortunate, but we got there early. So I think it started at noon, and I think we got there at like 5 after 12 or something like that. So, you know, we're just, when it comes to food and coffee, we want to be there. We'll be there early. Let's get this up here a little bit. Let it pass just a little bit. And then we'll get it up to 300. If possible. There we go. A little over, but that's fine. I'm going to put the stopper on. I'll pull back just a little bit. We're going to let it set and marinate for a little bit of time. I'll give it a little bit of swirl. There we go. Should be okay. All right, we'll let that go for another 3 minutes, and then we'll push the plunger down. This was $30. He made sure to remind us a couple of times that it is a specialty coffee, apparently grown in very small batches on their farm. So, which, you know, is fantastic. And, you know, it was just neat to see it. They had ground and beans, so I decided on beans. They made sure to, you know, bring up. We do have beans. I'm like, okay, I'd rather have beans. So that was good. Husband-wife situation. Their kid was in the back. It was very nice. And he was a salesman, you know, because I see the coffee, I beeline right to it. And I'm like, you know, yeah, want that. And then he's like, this bread will go great with this coffee. And I'm like, we don't really need bread, but okay. So we got, well, it was cake. It was like a coffee cake because they had coffee cake and then they had lemon cake and then they had this cake that they said was made from liquor that's Colombian. And then he said, Mexico has tequila, Colombia has this. And I can't remember the name of it offhand, which is unfortunate, but you know, my brain is not the best at times. So something really funny. The coffee, like on the 6th, that came out on the 6th, where I started talking about the Ozempic. I was going to start taking it. I brought it home. I was going to start taking it on Wednesday. I did not mention Ozempic anywhere in anything that I typed. Like you can put those tags in. It's not in the tags. It's you can, you know, write a description. It's not in the description. I only talk about it. I don't. So the algorithm must have pulled Ozempic out of what I was talking about, and somehow it got into other people's channels or other people's whatevers. So it's got like 1,500 views, which is absolutely nuts. And of course, once it gets up to a certain level, people start to comment, good and bad. And you know, I'm not saying don't comment, but it's just so weird. Some of the comments, you know, they're like, you shouldn't, and they're, most of them are, don't do this, do that, or you know, those chemicals, they'll, you know, blah blah blah, all of that stuff. You know, one even said go carnivore, and I'm like, what does that even mean? You know, and lift weights. And I'm like, well, I am doing that. I am exercising like 5 days a week. I'm downstairs exercising for at least an hour. So I am doing all of those things, and I'm also taking the Ozempic. What bothers me, and it's, you know, again, I don't want to discourage people from putting comments down. But what really is like 2 people were like, brother. And I'm like, oh, no, I am not that. I am not your brother. I am not your brother in arms. I am not your brother in muscles. I am not your brother in coffee. I have a brother, and I have a brother-in-law, and that is it. You know, I don't have any other brothers. It's just weird. Okay. So it just struck me as strange and weird and unnecessary. It's like, don't call me that. I have no idea who you are. And it's like immediately, it's like, brother. I'm like, oh, there we go. Nice full cup of coffee. It's like, don't call, why are you calling me that? I mean, say what you need to say, but you're not endearing me to you by saying weird things. And saying that it's just weird. It just is. I don't get it, you know? It's like other people it's like gay people calling each other the F word. I don't get it. I don't like it. And I really don't want to associate with you because it's not a word I like. I don't like that word. Sure, take it back, but take it back on your own time. I don't want it anywhere near me. I'm not interested, you know? So I don't get it. I don't get it. And honestly, I don't want to get it. But yeah, brother. This, and I'm like, no, I'm not that. And twice in the same thing. It's like, no, I'm not your brother in anything. I'm just not, you know, and I apologize if that upsets you, but that's just not me. And to me, it's incredibly cringeworthy. It's like you say that, and then I suddenly expect you to hand me a pamphlet on Andrew Tate, you know? Blah, gross, awful. No, thank you, brother. No, it's not. It still retains a lot of that, fruity smell. That is delightful. Oh my goodness. How wonderful is that? Wow. Family coffee. So, coffee families on the label, but family coffee here. Bogota, D.C., Colombia. Amazing. Amazing. Delicious. There's enough here I could share that. But yeah, naturally processed. It doesn't have much funk to it. It's not wildly fermented in its taste. It's just very medium roasted, very light on the bitterness, a nice little fruity kind of taste to it. Notes of fruit, if you will. I would say strawberries. Strawberries is definitely there. That is lovely. Ooh, that's so good. Wow. That's exciting. I'll have to put this in the freezer. Try to preserve it as much as humanly possible. You put your coffee in the freezer and it keeps it fresh. This, yeah, it's not great. It'll do stuff in a pinch, but I don't, can you twist it to make it go? No, I mean, it's pretty, yeah, it's not great. So thank you for watching today. I really appreciate it. We will talk to you tomorrow. We'll make some more of this coffee. I'll try it in the Chemex and see how that goes. In the AeroPress, it's absolutely fantastic. I had to try a cupping. Maybe I'll try one of those things. Maybe on Thursday I'll try a cupping. It's a thing. We can go over how that works because I'll have to read up on how to do it again. A good friend of mine who gave me the coffee that tasted like blueberries, or we shared the coffee that tasted like blueberries. He did it in a cupping. So I'm definitely down for trying that maybe on Thursday. Anyway, I hope you have a great day. We will talk to you tomorrow. Have a cup of coffee. See you later. Bye.